Okay, so today, because this is the history of Japanese education, so we are going to do the review of the Japan entrance exam. Okay, can you raise your hand? How many Japanese you are here? Raise your hand if you are Japanese. Okay, okay, yeah, then it's good because I have a lot of questions I want to ask. So that is called Meiji Jida. Meiji Jida. Yeah. So how about now? What is the Jida? What kind of Jida now? Yeah, they want Jida, right? Everyone knows, right? So Meiji Jida, from the Meiji Jida is from 1868 to 1912. Okay, so that is the beginning of the Japan entrance exam. Okay, so there is one guy. There is one guy. His name is called Kanda Takahira. Okay, so he said, okay, because our country is developing now, so let's have something to test our students. Our so he decided he proposed he submitted a proposal to say okay, let's have the entrance exam, and it's the college entrance exam. So, but his idea of designing this entrance exam is from the China. It's called Keju. Okay, anyone from China? Okay, yeah. Please stand up and tell us what is the Keju. Yeah. Yeah, because in Asia, most of the countries they will use the entrance exam, but then the original is from the China. They have the Keji system. Okay, so okay, yeah. Can you tell us what is the Keji? Do you need to have the mic? Yeah.
Koji is the is the like a system of selection. You should first in the province, in the village, you should take the exam, and you take the first to take the first, and then to compete with the people in the province, and then all of the country, and then to meet the emperor to interview, and then you could get a job in the
Get a job. What kind of a job? What kind of a job?
Government job.
Yeah, what kind of a government job?
Uh,
Yeah, government job. There are so many government jobs, right? What kind of a job?
There's so many jobs.
Yeah,
right?
For example.
Yeah, for example, most of them like writing something is majored in art, right? Like HR.
HR, human resource.
Yeah, like HR, like all of the government jobs you can
select.
Yeah.
Okay. So usually, they will have this kind of a system. Okay, so you will do it in China. They will do it in the very beginning. So they will do it. They will hold the test in village first. If you are qualified, and then you can go to the next level. So that will be province. And then, okay, after the province, you have maybe you are the first place in province, and then you are qualified to see an emperor. Yeah, and then to see the emperor, and then emperor they will have some kind of entrance exam. It's like a examination, and then you can if you are the first one, okay, then the emperor that he can decide what kind of the province. Okay, you can be the governor of the province. Yeah, so in different levels you need to do it, but it's very difficult. It's very difficult. Okay, so that is the part of the influence of the Japanese education system. Okay, so Then what happened? What happened after he proposed? What happened? Okay, so he proposed this kind of the entrance exam system to the parliament. So you can see only 146 people, okay, they agree, right? But the results, what is the results? Results, no action was taken until 18 years later. So it means like, okay, before that, there's no entrance exam. Okay, there's no valid entrance exam. Okay, after 18 years old, 18 years later, there's a first entrance exam in Japan. So in 1887, another guy, he is the PM in Japan, another guy, his name is called Ito Hirobumi. Okay, I think most of the Japanese, you know, right? Okay, so he was influenced by Prussian bureaucracy. What is this one? Anyone knows? What is this kind of Prussian bureaucracy? That is very important, like in the, especially during the World War II. Yeah, actually, it's from German. Okay, so what do they use? They want to make Japan to have more trained workers, and then you need to have the elite leadership. So that's why, like, he decided, okay, I need to have the entrance exam because I want to have the more talented people. Okay, so to catch up the West, because at that time, like Japan and West, they are not very equal, right? Okay, so then what happened next? Oh, of course, they have the Neo-Confucian tradition. What does it mean? Confucian. Who is this guy? Confucian, especially in Asia. Who is this guy? In Asia, a lot of the countries, they were affected, influenced by this person, Confucian. No, no, no. Anyone knows like who Confucian is?
Confucian in China was Hussein. And actually his like position was Aristotle.
Yeah.
So, like, 2000 years of Chinese history influenced so much by his theory, I think, and then it has settled to Asia, to all like, especially China, Korea, Japan, about Vietnam also, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, people so much.
Yes. So Confucius, yeah. Remember, especially if you are in Asia, he was very popular, but I hate him so much. You know why? I hate him. I really, really don't like him. Why? Do you know why? Why? Do you know why that I don't like him? No? In Asia, especially, I'm from Taiwan, by the way. Yeah, Taiwan. So when I was like in senior high school, no, junior high school. In junior high school, we need to memorize all of his words. And we need to give the explanation. And then we need to do the citation. We need to memorize. So the next day we need to memorize, and then we need to write it down. Like every word, okay. And then not only this, we need to give the explanation of what kind of the things he is going to say. So I feel he is so talkative. You know, he talks a lot. We have the 6 books. We need to memorize every book from what he said. So I hate him so much when I was a high school student. Yeah, so because he talks a lot, right? So a lot of countries, they are influenced by especially when you talk about culture, education and culture, they are related there. Like most of the countries in Asia, for example, Vietnam, Korea, Japan, Taiwan, China, what else? Like maybe Indonesia. Yeah, well, if you have ever read his books or his works from the elementary school, it means like you were a little bit influenced by him. Then, so then we need to know what is the meritocracy. The 1880s, like as Japan started to have the meritocracy. What is this? If you read my like the course online or course syllabus, and then you will see like I'm going to teach you the meritocracy. This is the very new, not a very new word. Like if you are in the education field, you need to know this word, right? This word is very created by a very famous scholar. His name is Michel Yang. Oh my God, I forgot. In 1958, I think. Yeah, he created the word called meritocracy. What is the meaning of this word?
Like giving someone, let's say, based on the qualification, not on
No, totally different. Meritocracy is a kind of the elite education. Yeah, elite education. So that's why the ancient exam, yeah, like I forgot like you say it right, right? Like they want to choose the best student, bright student to be in the university. And why do they need to have the bright student? They need to have the smart kids. Why? In Japan, for example, in Japan, why? Or in your country, why? Why they need to have the smart kids or smart students, like in a university or in a school? Why? So silent. Why they want to have the very smart students? Say something. Yeah. Why? In your country, why do you? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they are expected to be the leader. Why they want to be the leader? Why? Next generation. That's it. That's kind of the teacher. Yeah. Why? Yeah, they want to be the leaders. And then what kind of leaders? Mm. Yeah, so many parts of the industries, right? Because if you want to develop your country, you need to have the smart kids or they have the bright students to lead the country. So that's why if you see from your country, like maybe the president, maybe your PM, prime minister, they are from very good universities. So, or any kind of the government officials, like they are all from like a very good universities. That's why, yeah, okay. But it has so many problems if you have this kind of the educational system. Okay. So anyway, let's continue. So they want to recruit the officials, right? And then they want to have the elite in their country, and then they want to have the fair competition. Okay. So in 1947, what happened? Think about my history. You learned history before, right? Okay, so 1947, what happened? Something very important, like 1945 is the most important one. 1945. What happened in 1945? Yeah, World War II finished, right? Finally finished. Okay, so World War II, they finished in 1945. Okay, and then in 1947 in Japan, there's something. There's a something here. It's the post-war university entrance exam. Okay, their entrance exam depended on American intelligence and aptitude tests and was not well accepted. Okay, why? Why American intelligence? Nande? Why? Why? Because it's the Japan education system, right? Why? What happened? They don't have the power, the Japan.
After the
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Okay, I'm not sure, but I'm not sure because I only heard. I never read the Japanese their history of the textbook. I remember, according to other professors, say that after they lost the war, Japan, uh, America, they took over the Japan, and then they create or they did some kind of the changes about whole Japan, even the politics, education system, totally different. So at that time, Japan was like, how can I say it? Correctly, yeah, because I need to be the political correct, and was I say the controlled, or can I say the was okay, you know the meaning. You know the meaning. I don't know. Okay, but you know the meaning. Yeah, was okay by America. So that's why everything Japan, America, because you lost the war, so you need to listen to me. And then even the politics and then education system. Okay, so then okay, let's forget the history part. In 1940 and 1954, the testing was ceased. Okay, they don't want to use this kind of a test. Okay, and after 1954, okay, so they start. Okay, the Japan I think they recovered, right? They are going not recovered. They were gradually recovering. So they think they want to have their own entrance exam. Okay, and then prior to 1979, national and private university, they can select their students by their own examinations. Okay, so during this period of time, the Japan, they can select their own students. Okay, after the 1979, okay, so this one, okay, they created the first national wide entrance exam. It's called the Joint First Stage Achievement Test. Why first stage? When I saw this and why first stage? Yeah, it's very weird, right? Why is the first stage and do you have the second stage or third stage? Yeah, why? Okay, Japanese, raise your hand. Who is the Nihonji? Doko imasu ka? Okay, yeah. Can you tell me why is this first stage?
common thing for every candidate for international university and private university somehow also. And after that, we take we all become an entrance exam with different university. So this is the common exam. And after that, we take the university own exam.
What he said is very recent, but this one is 1979. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so it's different. What he says is a very recent. Okay, very recent. Yeah. So this one, 1979. Okay, let's look at here. 1979 in Japan. What happened? Okay, because they want to run a different kind of university, especially in Japan. They have some kind of the state. There are four universities. They are imperial university, right? So what are they? Japanese four universities, imperial university in Japan. Tokyo University, Kyoto University, Osaka. Is that right? Osaka. One more. 北海道じゃないよ。I think it's Nagoya. Nagoya, yeah. Okay, there are 4 universities. They are the imperial universities. Okay, so they want to rank the different kind of university, but there's something happened in here. Like this one is a very. I feel like wow, why is this? And then I think every Japanese students you have this when you want to take the entrance exam. Before entrance exam, you need to take this. Hensach, the deviation value. You know, even like this guy, he created one. He published one paper about like Hensach. Yeah, what is this? Hensach. I think like any Japanese here. Okay, so everyone, you need to tell us what is your Hensach when you enter the university. Yeah, when you enter the university, why is it very interesting? Because only in Japan, like in the world, only in Japan, they create this kind of a system. It's called Hensach, and then it's a deviation value. If your okay, I give you some kind of basic information. If your Hensach is 50, it means like you are the average of the total examiners. Okay. So it means like you are the mean, okay? So then later, I don't know like why is the Hensach, because some people they have the 73. The measurement is the 73 or I don't know, because it's very difficult to understand why is the Hensach. Yeah. So can you tell us like yeah, when to have the Hensach? When? Yeah, when? When to have the Hensach? When can you have the Hensach?
When we take the exam.
Market exam.
Yeah.
They have the okay. Market exam is called what is the 日本語? Mortgage system, right? Sure. Okay. Yeah. When you take the market exam, okay, that is a very interesting part. Market exam is held by you are Japanese, right? By who? By who? MOE? Are you sure MOE? Who? You are Japanese, right? Okay. Who by who? Yeah, by private company. Hey, it's not from the government. It's a private company. Yeah. Who is the Japanese? Raise your hand. I want to ask. Chill, pushiki. Okay, chill, impossible. Like wow. Okay, so private company they can do this. Okay, so where to take the market exams? Yeah, school. Private company they can go to the school to do the examination. It's not from the government. Very weird, right? If you study for any kind of the education system in your country, usually the government or Ministry of Education, they will hold this kind of entrance exam, right? But Japan, before the official one, you need to take the market exam. And then market exam is held by the private company. Why? So private company, they can make money. And how much do you need to pay to take one market exam? You are Japanese? No? You are Japanese? Yeah, how much? 5,000 yen. Right? Yeah, okay, 5,000. Okay, 5,000 yen every time you can take a market exam. But how many times you can take the market exams? How many times? Oh, yeah. How many times you can take the market exams? 3, 5? Five or 4? Who else? 10 times. She took it 10 times. Yes, okay. Yeah. In Japan, this kind of market exams is private. And then there's no limitation. No limitation. No limitation to take the entrance and the market exam. And then they will have the hand search. There's a problem. There's a problem. What kind of problem? If in your educational system, you need to pay 5,000 yen every time to take the entrance, to take the market exam. If you're higher, better, right? So what happened? What happened? Think about it. It's very important in education. In education, what happened? Okay, let's think about what kinds of the factors affecting student performance. What kinds of the factors affecting students' performance? Yeah, that is the one part. But how about this one? Gossing in every time? Yeah, SES, socio-economic backgrounds, right? So it means if you are rich, I can have more market exams, and then I can do it as many as possible until I achieve the certain level, right? That is the Japan system, right? Weird, very weird. Yeah, after I read the paper. So there are so many criticisms about this kind of system. The first one, how come the private company, they can hold this kind of the test? Number two, the hensage is not very clear because you need to have a lot of the students to take this exam so they can know, okay, what is your score? It's like located on the which part, right? That is the second part. Number three, if you are poor, if you don't have money, then what should you do, right? So criticisms, but only one paper in English, they talk about it. But I think a lot of the Japanese papers, they talk about this kind of a very weird system, but it is still practicing now. Even in the Hiroshima University, yeah, in the program, like the students, they need to submit their hensage. But official entrance exam is in January. Before that, they need to submit the hensage, this kind of exam scores. But this one is not official one. This one is from the private company. Do they have the validations? Do they, yeah, is it good enough to be your exam scores? So think about it. Yeah, hensage. Okay. So that is the number two. Then number three, okay, so this kind of test is only limited to national and public universities, okay? So private one, you can't use this kind of entrance exam. So problem emerged. So this kind of the test, they only use the multiple choice, okay? Then if you took JFSAT, you need to do the university second stage. That's why it is called first stage. Second stage, you need to go to the university. It's just like a qualification requirement. It's a kind of requirement, okay? If your hensage is over like 70, okay, you are qualified to do Hiroshima University entrance exam. Yeah, so remember that is the very weird. Yeah, for me, I feel, hey, why? Okay, then, so that's why at that time in Japan, we call it examination war. And that's why at that time, the Japan started to have the JUPU, private tutor. Okay, oh, in the beginning, only 16 private university, they can use the center test. And in 1994, 73 private university. And then in Japan, they created something called a la carte. It's a kind of French menu, a la carte. Do you know what is the meaning? A la carte. No? Okay. Let's ask the Japanese. What is this? A la carte. It's like a menu, If you see the menu, a la carte. Okay? Yeah, in the restaurant, you can order a la carte. What is that? A la carte.
Not the set menu.
Not the same menu?
No, not the set menu like you know. like
a la carte. Yeah. Like what? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, a la carte.
This
Mm.
is
We can take many private examination. No, it means, okay, yeah, I give you the definition here. It means you can choose. A la carte, this kind of system, they can have the individual university. They have give the freedom of the university. You can choose what kind of subject you want to test the students. For example, in my program, we just ask the students like English and what else? English, Japanese, or basic some title. So you can choose. Like a university, they have the freedom to choose. Like okay, I want to have the students who have the higher English performance. Okay, so that is called a la carte. Okay, it's a kind of menu, very interesting, right? In Japan. Okay, so in 1990s, until now, they still use this kind of system, a la carte. You can choose, okay, you can choose. So, and then they think like, okay, we need to reduce the number of the questions. Okay, then let's continue. And they can report the test results in private university applications. So they can use this one to apply for the private university. But before that one, like a JIFST, like you can't use one. That one is only for the national and public university.